In today's video, we're going to crack open this Mask blind bag comic, as well as talk about some recent comic reads. Coming right up. What's up guys, welcome back to the channel. My name is John, and you're watching Old Stuff is Cool. So yeah, we've got another installment of recent comic reads for you today. We got some Image, some DC, and some Marvel. But to kick things off, I wanted to go ahead and pick up this Mask blind bag. Now, this wasn't on my pull list or anything like that. It was actually something I thought over for a week and said to myself, hey, let's hold off, and if the following New Comic Book Day, Wednesday, there were still any left on the shelves, I'd grab one, because by that time, it was revealed that they snuck in some sneaky surprises in here. While I did not pick up Mask #1, I've been loving the Energon universe. So if I just wind up with a copy, regular, I don't know if cover A is available, but if I wind up with some copy of Mask #1, no harm, no foul. But the other surprises quite intrigued me, including a ROM #1 stealth drop. Yeah, that's right, Robert Kirkman and friends added ROM to the Energon universe, and hopefully I think that'll be coming out in a proper release sometime soon. There's also a chance to get a early edition of Mask #2, which it will be a little funny to get #2 but not have #1, in which case I'll just go back and pick up a regular copy of #1 to get all caught up. Just to share my 2 cents on blind bags, I am not totally in love with them, and I don't hate them either. The last blind bag I got was probably, I would say, the beginning of the year, where I got the Batman #1 blind bag. After really enjoying the first issue, loved Matt Fraction's direction with the character, and I don't know, kind of a bit of an impulse buy. Thought there's some cool covers in there, let me go for it. I was rewarded with the foil Jim Lee #1 version. I think it even features like the first cover appearance of this new villain here. I am totally blanking on his name. I'll put it in the post. I'm totally blanking on the name. I'll be sure to put it in the post. I'm totally blanking on his name, but I'll totally put it in post. That was my last blind bag. I was tempted to get the Daredevil #1 blind bag, just loving the character, but that one actually sold out before I could ever get one, and again, not really a big deal. But if things like, surprise drops, if they take out like the regular standard cover as a option to the blind bags, which Marvel did not do originally. I know there are a number of missteps with the Ultimate Endgame #1 blind bags, including damages to all the comics and kind of an abundance of cover A's in there, let alone trying to get these crazy original art sketches. Either way, it's all a gamble in the end. I don't necessarily love that direction that pop culture is going towards, thanks to sports cards and Pokemon cards and all of that. But I think there are good ways to implement it. I'll have to think about it a little bit more, but we'll see. Maybe I'll be suckered into get another blind bag in the future. Now, I know other content creators, whether they're on YouTube here, TikTok, Instagram, wherever, they're usually buying maybe 5 copies or whatever just to press their luck. I just got one. I mean, I am not made of money. Money does not grow on trees and all of that. So we're gonna try our hand at this one and see what we get. Got some scissors here. I have shaken the bag to the bottom. Just have one last look here before I crack it open. And as far as my connection to Mask, it had such a great theme song. I do miss like 80s cartoon theme songs, even like 80s sitcom theme songs. But yeah, Mask had a rocking theme song there. All right, let's do a little cutting. And I will face it toward the camera so you can find out along with me. The struggle is real here, guys. Alright, let's see what we get here. Can we free the book without damaging it? I think I'm going to cut along the back as well. That looks like, that was cover A. Well, that is disappointing. Jeez. It's just the regular cover A. The one I could have just gotten. So, man, that's a bummer. Well, as a friend of mine always says, play stupid games and win stupid prizes. But I did want to read this one, and yeah, maybe this one will show up in the next installment of Recent Comic Reads. Nice little wraparound cover here. Well, I did watch the cartoon in the 80s. I am not super familiar with the characters. I do know Matt Tracker showed up in the Energon Universe special for a free comic book day last year, I think. Well, either way, that was a bit of a tease for Mask. And then Miles Mayhem, the main antagonist, the leader of the bad guy team, was also, you know, kicking around in the G.I. Joe comic, I believe. So, well, no luck in that one blind bag. We're not gonna chase that. But moving on, let's talk about some comics. I'm gonna mix it up. I'm still experimenting with this little, you know, show within the show. I want to be able to kind of bang out a few more comics, cover a bit more, and kind of just give somebody like top line thoughts and opinions. So first comic I want to talk about is Transformers issue 33. Got cover A here by David Nakayama. This is a title that I thought I was going to simply trade weight. I think it's still pretty early in Robert Kirkman's tenure on this title, and I really like what he's done over Void Rivals, which is also part of the Energon universe. And I think just the fact that there's going to be a lot of cohesiveness, whatever the word, I think it's all going to go together for a better, bigger story. One big criticism though, going into this issue, and part of this issue, is kind of the redundancy of a plot point, and minor spoilers ahead. Major spoilers ahead. Skip ahead like 30 seconds if you need. Elita 1 has inherited the Matrix leadership from Optimus Prime, which has led Optimus Prime to kind of downgrade back to Orion Pax. That was his identity before becoming the leader of the Autobots. Now, that's all well and good, and you know, I'm down to see what Elita 1 will do as a leader. But just a few issues prior to this transformation, the character RC, the main, I think the most well-known of the female Autobots, she inherited the title of Magnus from Ultra Magnus. So she is now, I forgot what she's called, like RC? I think she's calling herself RC Magnus. Now, they're both two great stories, I'm sure, to follow, and something that we've not seen before in, you know, Transformers fiction. But the fact that they're both happening at the same time, it really, really detracts from the surprise, from the kind of the newness of that whole transformation. So I had to kind of come to peace with that, and there is a lot of trust I'm placing in the creative team with how they'll handle that, because they're two very different characters, RC and Elita. So maybe there's a reason that there's this parallel journey they're going on. Anyway, in spoiler, that's my biggest critique. I mean, the other probably major criticism would just be I enjoy Daniel Warren Johnson's run so immensely. It's kind of hard to follow that up, but I don't think I should really hold that against the current team. So with all that being said, I give Transformers issue 33 a 4 out of 5 stars. Now, another new to me book, we're moving over to DC now, is The Dead Man, issue number 1. This one features the same creative team behind Ice Cream Man, which I'm not up to date on, but it has a little bit of like that Tales from the Crypt, kind of a morality story coming at play. It's a fun series. I really need to catch up. I'm probably two trade paperbacks behind. Anyway, having really enjoyed that series, I wanted to see what they would do with Dead Man. And Dead Man, I don't have too much exposure to. He played a important role in Kingdom Come, the DC event from years ago by Mark Waid and Alex Ross. Dead Man has appeared also in some animated series, so I kind of know his general deal. But I've never read like the classic comics that he appeared in. So I'm coming into this pretty open-minded, and lo and behold, this series very interesting, great setup. I believe it's a bit of a status quo change for how Deadman operates, but really had a great hook. So if you're on the fence and looking for some different reading, check this one out. I think this one it might be a mini series. I'll have to go in and confirm that. So a great start to a new series. I also give this a 4 out of 5 stars. Now on to the next book. We're talking about Absolute Martian Manhunter, issue number 11. This is the penultimate issue before the finale in issue 12. And unfortunately, I am just not enjoying this. It took a long time for me to finally get around to this issue. In general, my to-read pile for new monthly books, I do try to zero that out as much as possible. If I have an issue lying around for, I would say, more than a month, that would be quite surprising. And usually it's a sign to cut the book from my pull list. You know, the first arc, the first 6 issues of Absolute Martian Manhunter were so strong. I knew it was going to be hard to follow up, on top of the fact that I think originally it was just supposed to be a 6-issue series. And I do want to give props for the writer Dennis Camp trying to really explore some, existential, philosophical issues here through this book. But I will have to say, between the way it's written and even just visually, it is really hard to follow. And I'm not sure if anyone else out there following this book feels the same way. Maybe it's my age showing. I don't know, but I'm interested to see what he has to say, his commentary, whether I agree with it or not. But just in taking that information, not just this issue, but I would say this arc in general, it's been a little hard to digest. And at this point, I'm just waiting to finish out. The completionist in me wants to see this through, but unfortunately, I just didn't really enjoy this one, and I've been feeling that way for a bit. As far as a positive to this issue, though, I mean, the art direction, the look and design, it is very cohesive. I mean, I would say that has been very solid throughout this run, for the first arc and the second arc. I think there's something just about the plot of this secondary arc that also just it hasn't really hooked me. So for that reason, I gave this issue a 3 out of 5 stars. Now let's follow up that Absolute title with another one. We have Absolute Catwoman, issue number 1. Guys, I really enjoy this one. This is probably the first kind of like direct spin-off from a Absolute series, from Absolute Batman, but it's a heist setup. This version of Selina Kyle Catwoman, we got to see a little bit in Absolute Batman, and we're gonna get a little bit of her backstory here. This I know for sure is a limited series, but the kind of snappy pace of this one, but it's snappy without kind of going by too quickly, as well as some twists and turns that we've come to expect in the Absolute titles. I really enjoyed it, and really looking forward to issue number 2. I mean, just based on the strength of this issue, I am wanting to kind of just follow this limited series all the way through. So we're gonna just keep it nice and short. I mean, the art's solid, the writing's solid. This one was a 4.5 out of 5 stars. Now the final book that I wanted to cover today is one from Marvel, and that is Avengers Armageddon issue number 1. This one did get a little buzz because it got packed in with a Magic the Gathering card. And I don't currently collect the Magic cards, but I do really enjoy the game. I did in the past, in my past life. A fun little foil version here of what seems to be a pretty strong card called Warstorm Surge. Ryan Stegman art here, nice little foily goodness. I think there were a good amount of people who ran out to get this issue just to get that card. I was very much looking forward to this series. I mean, I think the art looks solid from the cover, from the interiors, but I've been following Chip Zdarsky's run of Captain America, which it's important to know where this new Captain America that debuted in continuity in the 2000s. I mean, he was retroactively put in there, but that's Dave Colton. The big mystery is, will this, severely PTSD Captain America, slightly disillusioned, but seems like a good guy. Is he going to is he going to break bad? Because he's upgraded with a new power set from one of those newfangled origin boxes over in the limited series Wolverine Weapons of Armageddon, which was also a really fun read. But yeah, I'm actually here and interested to see what happens with his character, as well as what's going to come out of this mini-series where General Thunderbolt Ross, as Red Hulk, as kind of against the wishes of the US government, has made Latveria forcibly a part of the United States. So there's some interesting commentary going on here as well, geopolitical and all that. And yeah, I like those layers. So interesting story, interesting characters, and solid art. I'm here for it. This gets a 4 out of 5 stars from me. So those are all the comics I have for you on this edition of Recent Comic Reads. If you checked any of those out, if you agreed, disagreed with my take on it, I'd love to hear from you in the comments below. Also, if you enjoy videos like these, videos doing reviews of recent comics, videos on comic collecting, do me a huge favor and hit that like button. And if you haven't done so already, please consider becoming a subscriber to the channel and don't miss out on any new videos. Thank you guys so much for joining me today, and I hope to catch you in the next one. Take care.